Ladies and gentlemen, we're here.
I'm part of the Kliq, isn't everybody?
Yes! 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 I got an idea, yeah. Beat up John Cena!
Give me a hell yeah!
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
Too sweet! This is where the power lies!
I am the man.
If you can, survive!
It's showtime, folks!
The following episode is scheduled for one fall, and it is for your listening pleasure. This is In The Kliq.
What's up, everybody? Baby Huey here. Joining me once again is my brother, Tommy. How's it going?
I am doing good.
And also joining us is our good brother from the Bullet Cast. It's Philip. How's it going, man?
Introduce me right.
The Podfather.
No. Too many people stole the gimmick. Should I just do it?
The Microphone Messiah?
The Microphone Messiah, the
There you
California Classic. After last night becoming the new and 12-time Bullet Cast champion, they call me Philly Takeover. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wow.
You're going to be like the Miz and losing in 24 hours.
Hey, man, look, it doesn't matter. At least I had it. At least I had it.
It's on paper.
12 times. Man, it never gets old. It never. I know what Ric Flair feels like, and I'm not talking about 16. I'm talking about that 21 or whatever, the real record. It just you never get over it. I love it. I love it so much.
Look at Tommy. Look at his TV table, or
Yeah, I see
it
it.
looks like the one we have.
Yeah.
Don't let
The
people
TV
know.
tray, right?
Don't let people know it's in my house, guys.
All right.
I was going to say that we have the same one. I use the same one. No,
I need to buy a new one.
Yeah, we do need to buy a new one. No, but how's it going, Phil, man? Once again, happy WrestleMania week / now WrestleMania weekend. It's an exciting time, man. I'm really in the mood now. Like, it really hit me this morning. I was like, all right, it is WrestleMania weekend now. I saw that video of Sami Zayn dancing a remix to the old WrestleMania theme song. I put that on my Instagram at BabyHugh83. So I shared that. I'm like, I'm really in the mood now.
And
So-
that was also Linda McMahon's theme.
Oh, yes, that's right. So, Philip, man, are you excited for this weekend, man? It's like our favorite time of the year.
It is. I'm very excited. And on this podcast, ladies and gentlemen, unlike the people that wrestled on Wednesday and Thursday, I will stand and deliver.
Wow. Oh, my God.
I look. It didn't live up to a takeover for me. Like,
Interesting.
It was something, but it wasn't, everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
I felt underwhelmed.
Did you have a favorite match from night one that stood out for you?
I mean, I liked Walter and Ciampa, but then Ciampa lost to a chop, and I'm like,
I know that was a tad underwhelming.
Really? So like,
Sort of anticlimactic.
Yeah, I had this discussion with Brandon, so I'm like, Ilya Dragunov got chopped hella hard, hella times by Ciampa, but didn't lose to a chop.
By Walter.
By Walter. Yeah. So what you're telling me is Ilya Dragunov is stronger than Tommaso Ciampa? That's what you're telling me. That's
Wrestling
what
math. Yeah.
That's what you're telling me. And he was trying
Not
to defend.
Steiner math.
No, it's too smart for me.
33% chance of winning here.
But yeah.
Maybe I would have finished college if I did Steiner math. But yeah, man, it's just like, okay, I guess. Other than that, it was really nice. Night two, there were a couple things I did like, but I mean, let's just get into it, man.
All right, so yeah, let's jump right into it. Night number 2 of NXT TakeOver, stand and deliver. So much to talk about. So, I mean, I was really looking forward to night number 2 for multiple reasons. Obviously, for the NXT Championship match, also just the unsanctioned match between Adam Cole and
Kyle
O'Reilly. And, it had some big shoes to fill because I really enjoyed night number one. I really enjoyed Walter and Ciampa overall, even though the finish was a little underwhelming. But for the most part, I enjoyed that match. The tag match was also cool. The ladder match I was looking forward to. I mean, there's so much to get into. So before we do, just a quick reminder, please remember to subscribe to us on your favorite podcast platform, inthekliq@gmail.com. Also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at In The Kliq. Subscribe to us on YouTube and buy the merch over the link in our bio. And then when you get a chance to listen to this podcast, go back and listen to the previous episode. Listen to my interview with Alexa Bliss that I just released. So a lot of fun, good stuff there. Thank you, Phil, for your help with some of the questions for that interview.
My question made it. That's all I care about.
Which one was it again?
Will we ever see the old Alexa Bliss?
Yeah. I was trying to combine that one with some other people's input that gave to me. So, here we are. Let's talk about NXT TakeOver Stand Deliver Night 1. The kickoff show, which was announced last minute, it was Killian Dane and Drake Maverick taking on Breezango, and I guess the winners will become the new number one contenders for the NXT tag titles, who are MSK now after they won Night 1. Phil, did you have a chance to catch the kickoff show? I did not. I missed it completely.
I didn't see it. But I know who won. It was Killian Dane and Rockstar Spud, Drake Maverick. And I'm like, oh, okay. I guess WWE loves makeshift tag teams.
Yeah, and I from what I heard, I guess Killian Dane used Drake Maverick as a weapon and threw him against Breezango for the win. And that's kind of been their MO this whole time as a makeshift tag team, is Killian Dane, the big monster, using little Drake Maverick
as a shield.
Yeah, or as a weapon to throw him, to powerbomb him onto their opponent. And so that's just been a fun little dynamic that they've been having. So I don't know how long they're going to run with this tag team, but yeah, so they won, so they're going to face MSK, and then MSK later on cut a promo saying they're looking forward to defending their titles against them.
I mean, I wanted to see Killian Dane. I like the guy's look. He has something. There's something about him that I like. I wanted to see him have a singles run, possibly be in NXT UK, go after Walter, or hell, WWE likes to make championships, let them make a singles mid-card Commonwealth title over there or something, and let him be the inaugural champion. Like, I don't know. I wanted to see him have a singles run, but
yeah, I mean, so
they could bring back the European Championship.
Don't give Triple H any more ideas. They're going to have another title. They already had to unify one title already because there's multiple copies of them out there. No, but Killian Dane, it's interesting. He, obviously had his time with Sanity and NXT. Then they got called up to SmackDown. Were never seen again. Yeah. And then he went back to NXT, kind of reinvented himself as this big monster. Had some good grudge matches with some other big boys. I'm trying to remember, didn't he have a thing with, oh my God, who else?
Didn't he wrestle on a NXT UK TakeOver?
I'm trying to remember now, but he had some good rivalries.
He wrestled like Joe Coffey, right? I feel like that happened.
I'm trying to remember who else he had, but nobody. So in his return, they've been booking him pretty well as this strong monster. And then now the latest thing looks like creatively they're putting with Drake Maverick, and that's cool. Give them something to do. But yeah, when they take on MSK, I'm more early prediction they're going to win, just because MSK just won the titles. They're baby faces. They're probably going to have a good, decent run with them. And I'm sure grizzled young veterans will probably eventually take it off them at some point. But good for them. MSK cut that promo during the show, and they're the fresh baby faces. They put the rocket on them, and the last couple months since they've joined NXT, they've been killing it. So good stuff from them. All right, let's jump into the main show. It started off with the ladder match. Santos Escobar take on Jordan Devlin for unification for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. Both guys claim to be champion, and so it's going to be a ladder match. Both titles were up in the air, and obviously the winner is first person to climb the ladder and grab both titles. Philip, what'd you think of this opening match here? I would imagine you have a personal let's see, personal, this is something that's close to your heart, since Shawn Michaels was the one who encouraged them to go with the ladder match.
I mean, come on, man. The god of the ladder match says, hey, why don't you have a ladder match at TakeOver, probably the biggest TakeOver ever, and it didn't deliver for me.
Interesting. Please explain.
I mean, like, I'm like, Escobar, okay, Escobar and Devlin, you know, two athletic guys. Oh, that's going to be easy money. At least 3.5 stars. That's what I thought. Mm-hmm. I mean, you know, the moonsault was cool. The Legado del Fantasma making the run in, we kind of expected that. The headbutt spot, you know, and then he goes through the ladder because that was a little callback because Devlin headbutted him. I was like, oh, all right, cool. And then I'm like, oh, okay, this is it. All right, you know,
yeah.
Like it didn't. I feel like if they went like at least maybe 5 or 6 more minutes and really picked up the pace with the ladders, I think it would have been better for me.
That's the thing. When they announced this as the opener, I was like, okay, so they probably doing this as a way to kind of get the crowd amped up that was inside the performance center, but then also for people watching at home just to, you know, get amped up and like see hopefully some high flying spots because, you know, they're 2 cruiserweights. But actually, surprisingly, they didn't do a lot of like flying, like, you know, high flying spots.
Well, they did the Spanish Fly. That was the most random high flying spot.
Yeah, and we'll get into that. But also it was interesting that I think for in recent years, watching WWE or even a lot of other promotions that do quote ladder matches, I think we're so used now to seeing a lot of high flying spots, people really throwing their bodies and really using taking like 5 to 10 ladders, using all of them in a course of imagining, like makeshifting all these different like setups and contraptions and like creating these crazy spots where you fall up high and land outside on different ladders. And, you know, Money in the Bank matches we've seen in recent years, all these crazy spots where a ladder is like used, like set up across the barricade into the ring, and, you know, all these different ways to use the ladder. So I think a lot of people now have kind of high expectations of what they want to see in a ladder match, the brutality. And with that being said, I thought this match was a little conservative as far as when it came to the high spots. It was nothing too drastic over the top. I felt it was a little more old school as far as like a 90s ladders match, and who knows, maybe Shawn Michaels had some input on it as far as behind the scenes creatively. But Philip, I do see what you're saying as far as it kind of under-delivered a little bit as far as they didn't have like too many crazy spots in this. If anything, I felt they used the ladders more as just a basic weapon. There was a lot of times where Santos, I think, was like charging after Jordan. Jordan was in the corner and he would just like hit the ladder in his waist and his midsection to try to take him out. And I think at most they only use 2 ladders, I think, or 2 or 3.
Yeah, man. I mean, after years of the Hardys, Dudleys, and Edge and Christian with utter chaos, you expect carnage with the ladder match.
And there wasn't in this match, which I guess it was kind of a breath of fresh air. It was like they're more focusing on trying to tell a basic story in the ring and not trying to just kill each other, you know, with these crazy spots and like, you know, brutal moments in the match. So, I will say this, coming out, you know, you notice Jordan Devlin, he had his basic look like he always does, nothing too, you know, over the top, you know, for a takeover as far as his look. Santos Escobar, on the other hand, comes out with this amazing luchador mask and like another little mask over it. He had the get up on. He looked like a star coming out to the ring.
Do you know what that's called? That's called drip.
Drip. Oh yeah, absolutely.
That was star drip right there.
Yeah. So like that alone, I think was kind of a foreshadow that Santos is winning here. He's coming out looking like $1 million right there, and just he's going to be a big star for NXT, and I hope he goes, you know, eventually he'll drop the title and maybe go after the North American Championship and maybe the NXT Championship at some point. I expect big things for him in his time in NXT. I like how the match started kind of just very much on the grudge. They didn't do like a lockup. This is something John LaRocca has pointed out to me a lot. When 2 guys hate each other and they start a match off, he hates it when they start with a lockup. It's like, no, if you hate someone, as soon as the bell rings, you're going to come charging and start throwing punches and wailing. They did that. I was like, cool. That's a good story beat right there. And then, as you mentioned, Tommy, you know, Jordan Devlin hit that moonsault early on off the ladder.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Just, you know, standing on the very top of the ladder, doing the moonsault, especially because, you know, when you're standing on top of the ladder, it can get kind of wobbly, you know, with your balance.
I thought he was going to hit his face.
Me too. I was so worried
because of how close Escobar was. I'm like, oh no.
And he perfectly nailed it. So I was like, kudos to him. I really liked also Jordan was trying to throw Santos with an Irish whip, but Santos countered it and reversed it and sent Jordan into the ladder and fell outside. Santos charged Jordan Devlin into the wall, and Santos used a ladder to stomp Jordan's midsection, as I said earlier. Santos, flipped Jordan onto the ladder, tried grabbing the belts, but then Jordan hit Santos with a DDT off the ladder. It was just like, there were some good spots there.
One thing I did like when Santos was getting like hit with the ladder and getting slammed on the ladder, he didn't just sell it with his facial expressions. He sold it with the things he said. Like he got slammed, he's like, "I got bro," I'm like, "Yeah." Like, you know, like I have Mexican friends when they like stub their toe or something, like "I got bro" or something like that. I thought that was good.
Yeah, and that was great too. Santos nailed that suicide dive into Jordan into the ladder on the outside. Thought that was cool. And then, actually, yeah, there was the moonsault earlier in the match, and then they had the other moonsault were off the top of the ladder into the ring. So, yeah, Jordan landed a couple moonsaults. Later on, Legado del Fantasma, Joaquin Wilde and Mendoza come running out, try to help out. And remember, early in the match, Santos told them, like, you don't need to stay out here. You guys can go in the back. They eventually do run out there and try to help out, but, they helped out a little bit, but then they end up leaving. So it was like, I felt kind of like their appearance was kind of pointless. It was like, if you're going to contribute, I would hope maybe that would be part of the finish, but it just like they made a quick appearance and took off. So I was just kind of like, why even have them come out there then? And then, Tommy, as you said, they hit the Spanish Fly off the ladders. That was a great spot there. And then eventually they're both climbing up the ladder. Santos headbutted Jordan, as you said, Philip, into the other set of ladders. And Santos grabbed the belts and won. And I was happy for him. He has so much charisma, the star power look. And then it was cool at the end, even though he's a bad guy, he posed with his son who came outside and gave him one of the titles, and they posed together. So it was kind of a cool moment. Even though he's a bad guy, he's like, yeah, he does have a little bit of a heart, with his son. Kind of broke kayfabe a little bit. So that was very cool. So I get what you're saying. In some ways, it kind of underdelivered because we're so used to ladder matches from the last 5, 10, 15 years. But I do appreciate them kind of maybe taking a step back and it's like, you know what, we're not going to do these crazy spots all over the ring outside and use up like 10 different ladders. They just told a basic story, and there were some great spots here. So, in that case, I do respect what they were trying to do in the ring. And so it was still very fun. I thought it was a great opener. Not as good as Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon from the 90s, but I could definitely see the inspiration for that. Next up, for the NXT women's tag titles, of course, it was Ember Moon, Shotzi Blackheart taking on The Way, Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. The Way come out first. They got the superhero inspired outfits. Candice had the Thor theme on. And then, Indy Hartwell, she had like, I don't know, it was like they both were like very gray color theme. And then, The Way attacks Ember and Shotzi, who come out with the tank. They got the big colored hairs, full ball of energy. So they look like they were just ready to kick ass and have fun. As soon as the bell rang, The Way attacks them, and they early on were working on Shotzi here. But yeah, what'd you think of this tag title match?
Well, first off, Indy Hartwell, my number is 510.
I know, I really hope that she does big things as well for the NXT women's division.
I hate to do this to you, man, but I saw the entrances. I saw the gift of Shotzi Blackheart almost dying when she does a dive.
Oh my God, yeah.
And then I saw the celebration of Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart. So I didn't see the entire match. I was getting nutrition. I was getting food.
Oh, okay. So yeah, no, I mean, early on in the match, The Way worked on Shotzi Blackheart. Finally, Ember Moon got the hot tag. it was kind of funny. Tommy and I were laughing. Amber did this like dance move and then said, "Suck it." But her dance style, it kind of looked like Elaine from Seinfeld. I don't know, Philip, if you get that reference at all. But for the older people out there, Seinfeld fans, you know that reference.
Yeah, look up Elaine Bennis, the dance.
Yeah. At one point, all four of them were in a corner on top of the turnbuckle, and they hit the suplex from that corner turnbuckle. That was a pretty cool spot there. But yeah, Philip, as you mentioned, the GIF that Shotzi Blackheart's turned into like a human GIF, unfortunately for some of the wrong reasons. Yeah. So yeah, she attempted a suicide dive by jumping through Amber's legs when she was on the ropes.
Yeah.
And trying to knock out the way on the outside. But the way, I don't know if there was a miscommunication, a timing, they did not get in her way, no pun intended, of like breaking her fall. And she like landed straight into the barricade wall. Yeah. I mean, luckily, it looked like she was able to turn her body a little bit so like her back was able to slam into it.
Yeah.
But if she didn't do that, her head or neck could have smashed into the wall. Very scary spot. Tom and I were both watching. We were both like, oh my God, whoa. Yeah, Shotzi Blackheart, I mean, she's as badass as she is.
She's got to tone it down.
I just worry though she's going to do some of these crazy spots and one of these days it's going to catch up to her. Like, I'm surprised she hasn't had like a major injury at this point yet in her career. So like, I'm a big fan of Shotzi Blackheart. She's very entertaining, great personality, but it's like, I kind of want to see her in-ring work develop a little more and she can tell a little bit better stories in the ring and not just rely on these big, high-flying, crazy spots, because I worry she's going to really injure herself.
Was she doing a lot of that crazy stuff when she wrestled out here? I don't really remember her doing that.
See, I mean, that's the thing. She mostly wrestled at Hood Slam, and Hood Slam definitely has that style of more of the theatrics and like the over-the-top gimmicks and stuff. So
yeah, and there's not a lot of room to fly around because
yes, I'm not quite sure.
Rounds the ring. I mean, the few times I saw her at APW, I don't remember her doing anything like that.
Yeah, I don't know if that's something that was kind of created more of on the independent scene. I mean, I know she moved out of the Bay Area a few years ago and was traveling more around the country on a regular basis. I mean, I know she had that crazy spot where she did the suicide dive and the girl jumped out of the way and she hit all those chairs. It was at the Evolve show.
That's the one I watched.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, that alone, that spot, I think, put her on the map as far as she's a big, high flyer, does these crazy over top stunts.
She's a female Mick Foley.
Yeah, so that's the thing. I worry though. Like I said, I don't want her career to cut short because she'll like suffer a nasty injury. She's been lucky so far. So, please be careful, Shotzi. We want to see you have a long, healthy career.
I don't want you to get paralyzed.
Yeah. So that was just a scary moment there. Then they hit Shotzi and Amber hit a double team move. I think it was a Dominator into a cutter. It was a pretty cool spot right there. And eventually Amber Moon did the Eclipse on both members of the Away, knocked them out. And then Shotzi jumped off the top rope with a senton for the pin. I will admit, after that nasty suicide dive she did, I thought Shotzi looked a little bit out of it from that point on. The rest of the match, her eyes looked a little glossy. That's just from what I saw on my stream. I mean, if I had to rewatch it, maybe it was okay. But I wonder how much of that suicide dive kind of really affected her, seriously. And then what do you think about Candice LeRae though, Philip? She hasn't won a title yet in NXT. She's kind of becoming like the Susan Lucci of NXT. She's always coming up short. She's losing all these title opportunities. I just wonder, will she ever win?
Well, the saying goes, always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Yeah, Candice LeRae's had NXT title opportunity matches. She hasn't won the tag titles yet. I mean, the tag titles are barely a month old. But, it's like, Candice LeRae is so great in and out of the ring. Her character work, her skills. I guess maybe that's why they count on her to be a good opponent to put over the champions. I just hope one day she does win something soon. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sidebar, love Susan Lucci as Erica Kane and All My Children. Loved it.
Our mom watched All My Children.
Nice.
Yeah.
My mom watched all of them. She still watches all of them. She might be like Ziggler, dude. Like a good. I don't want to say a good hand. I love Dolph too much to say that. But like a really good worker.
Yeah.
There, have a good match with somebody and lose. But other than, but the only difference is Dolph has had multiple title runs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's it'll be interesting to see what Candice LeRae's long-term plans are for NXT and how they use her. So I love what they're doing with the way right now, but I do want to see her get some gold at some point in the near future. I think she could be a real fun champion, especially because remember Johnny Gargano, had the idea, the prophecy. I don't know if prophecy as an Undisputed Era term they were using, but his goal was that they want to be the first husband and wife champions in NXT. And so, Johnny's a champion right now. So I would like to see Candice have a title at some point so they could be a husband and wife duo. You know what you do? You send her over to NXT UK. You let her become the first ever NXT UK Women's Commonwealth champion. There you go. Good thinking on your part. Next up, in between matches, they cut to ringside. See Stephanie McMahon hanging out with, now, Philip, what's the guy's name? Gable Stevenson? Gable Stevenson, NCAA standout. Only 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
And he's already been induced by Brock Lesnar, or endorsed, by Brock Lesnar. Hey, bro, that's a hell of an endorsement. The Beast Incarnate, he currently goes to Minnesota University. Okay. That's
Brock's
alma mater. That's where he became an NCAA heavyweight champion. The standout. Hey, man.
Is Minnesota like the top wrestling school in the country? Or one of the top?
Iowa
State, and then, out here in the Bay, Stanford, we have a pretty good program.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, man. Pac-12, baby.
Nice.
But,
Arizona State, too.
Arizona State, yeah, they're really good.
Okay.
But hey, man, the guy's he's 6'1",
260.
6'1", 260. He can do backhand stands, backhand springs, backflips. Like, he's athletic for his size. So,
okay.
Hey, if he signs a WWE contract, I could see him being something in like the next 4 to 5 years.
Okay, so he is not officially signed with WWE.
No.
He was just there as a guess.
It's heavily rumored, though.
He's probably going to be an Olympian, I think.
Okay, so he's if he's gonna be Olympian, so he's still in college. So he's still he has like one more year left, right? Is he gonna be a senior? He's a junior right now.
He's a junior right now, but he'll be a senior. Next year.
So I'm sure WWE's probably said, "Hey, let's stay in touch." So they're probably just trying to do their early bidding persuasion right now. Hey, have ringside tickets for this NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver. So if they can land him after college and maybe his Olympic career's done, that'd be a great gain for WWE.
I said this off air. I think he is going to be what Jason Jordan was supposed to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Was Jason Jordan a collegiate wrestler as well?
He was.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just thinking, God, if he has the same skills as like a Brock Lesnar or Kurt Angle, collegiate wrestler / Olympian, dude, if he can be just as quick as them to pick up pro wrestling, he can be amazing.
It's inevitable. It's inevitable, man.
Yeah, look out.
A lot of these collegiate standouts, you look at where they are, like you have Lesnar, you have Angle, Ziggler, he won a world title. Shelton Benjamin, one of the best athletes that the WWE's ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Chad Gable, there's still hope for him, so
yeah.
Collegiate standouts, man, they do good work in the program.
Plus, they signed Drew Casper. He was also an amateur wrestler, collegiate wrestler as well.
Is that the guy who was the security guard?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Okay. No, so Tommy, who was it? One of Vince McMahon's stooges that was eyeballing collegiate wrestlers.
Gerald Briscoe.
Yeah, Gerald Briscoe. He does that
he was an
main
amateur wrestler.
Yeah, but that was one of his jobs with WWE is recruiting.
Yeah.
New talent,
and
he always would go to NCAA collegiate shows and try to recruit there.
Yeah.
So
him and his brother were both amateur wrestlers.
So it looks like that tradition's still
University
going.
of Oklahoma.
That's a great spot, a breeding ground to find your next WWE superstar.
It was either Oklahoma or Oklahoma State.
Yeah, so that's cool. All right, so we'll keep an eye on him. Hopefully, in the coming years, he could be something really big. Him. Bronson Steiner.
Yeah, Bronson Steiner was also an amateur wrestler, too.
They got some good talent signed.
They just signed that Joe Areola dude who's in the Performance Center. He was part of that big class a couple weeks ago.
Okay, awesome. Now I'm looking forward to that. All right, so next up was the NXT North American Championship. It was Johnny Gargano defending the title against Bronson Reed, who won the night before the Gauntlet Eliminator tournament or whatever it was called.
Yeah, pretty much.
Gauntlet Eliminator, which then he was in that because he was one of the final 6 in the Battle Royal the week before. So there's a lot of layers to how we got to this point. And Bronson Reed, comes out. Johnny Gargano comes out with the Iron Man inspired outfit, but it was like the silver look. So I think that was like maybe Mach 1. If you've seen Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man, the very first Iron Man suit he built was just pure silver. So I think it's trying to look like that.
Yeah.
Philip, what'd you think of this match here?
Bronson Reed is a big, thick boy. He is a very, very thick boy.
Yeah.
Look, I thought it was cool, man. I mean, he was doing tope suicidas. He was doing moonsaults. He was moving like Bam Bam and Vader.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I really thought this was good. Johnny Gargano with the 2 final beat DDTs to get the job done. I love that a DDT wins matches. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His version of it. Yeah, totally. So no, I'm with you. So I think early on for me, like I was watching and like Bronson Reed, Tommy, I mentioned to you last night, he looked a little slow to me at some point.
You think he looked a little gassed?
And so, but then I was thinking about it. I was like, oh, I get it. Because he wrestled the night before.
Yeah.
That took a lot out of him.
Yeah.
Johnny's taking a toll on him as well. He did, the Battle Royal the week before.
Right.
So he's had to wrestle a lot to get to this point. So I get it from the story standpoint. He has to overcome the odds to get to this point.
Yeah.
And as far as the finish goes, we'll get into that in a second. So, Bronson Reed, I enjoyed early on. He's doing some cartwheels. Johnny was really focusing on attacking Bronson's midsection, his lower back / kidney area, also like the rib section. Johnny went for a suplex, but Bronson countered and suplexed him. I thought that was a cool spot there. Bronson Reed at one point razored edge Johnny into the ring from the outside ramp, which I was like, oh, that looked like it hurt.
I love the ramp though. I love the aesthetic.
Yeah. I love the whole look of using the Capitol Wrestling Center for the show. I like the skull, very much like what Survivor Series 98, Deadly Games pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Like very similar skull. I saw a lot of people on social media make that comparison. I was like, oh yeah, I remember when Stone Cold came out and stuff. So yeah, Bronson walked across that ramp and threw him into the ring. Johnny in the ring was like, oh my God. And then later, Bronson tried for a tsunami, but Johnny moved out of the way and then kicked Bronson in the head. That looked really stiff. I wondered that was a receipt for throwing him off the Razor's Edge.
Yeah.
Bro, he hit Bronson with that poison Rana.
Yeah.
I was like, oh
wow. Yeah, that's right.
And then, Johnny tried for a Hurricanrana. Bronson didn't fall over. Instead, he picked him up, power bombed him. Even Bronson did a suicide dive into Austin Theory. I was like, damn, man, you go, big boy. That's cool.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And then Johnny hit 2 kicks. Then Bronson kicked him. Bronson went for a moonsault and missed. That was a big high-risk move. And that's not part of his normal arsenal, but the fact he went for that high-flying spot, that high-risk spot right there, hey, you got to put it on the line if you don't win that championship. So I do respect the strategy. Didn't pay out for him. And then, Philip, as you said, Johnny hit the 2 final beats, and I like how it took 2 final beats instead of just the regular 1 to beat Bronson Reed. I know a lot of people were upset. It's like, man, you're telling this great story of Bronson, doing well in the Battle Royal or the
Gauntlet match,
the Battle Royal last week, and then the Gauntlet match the night before, and you're hoping for a big happy ending and defeats Johnny Gargano. But at the same time, some people are like, you know what? Listen, he's still very young. It's just not his time right now. I don't know where you feel about this. Do you think he should have won, or you think it's better to let him wait a bit and earn another opportunity?
There aren't always happy endings. You know how many times the favorite has wrestled, let's say a tournament per se, and gets to the finals and loses?
Gonzaga this past week in the NCAA finals, number 1 team in the whole country, dominated the whole tournament, but they lost in the championship to Baylor.
Yeah.
So I see what you're saying. For me, at first, I was like, okay, no, I mean, that's fine. Bronson, they can build him back up, and maybe he has a rematch with Johnny down the road, and maybe he does hit a moonsault in that rematch. So the high risk move that ultimately helped cost him lose here, that can maybe help him win the match down the road. But yeah, he was doing a lot of these high flying spots that Bam Bam Bigelow used to do. I thought that was a really cool part of his whole arsenal. Johnny bumped his ass off for Bronson Reed throughout this match. So you gotta give Johnny Gargano credit here. But yeah, Bronson looked, like I said, gassed at the end. But yeah, he wrestled 2 nights back to back, 2 hard hitting matches. So even though he lost, didn't get the championship, he still looked very strong as a tough competitor. And I think he could be a baby face that a lot of people can get behind and root for. And so when he does win the championship in the future, knock on wood, it's going to be that much more meaningful. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's going to be cool. All right, next up, the co-main event here for the NXT Championship. It was Finn Balor defending the title against Karrion Kross. There's a lot to discuss in this. So Philip, please just start with your major takeaways from this one.
Like the X on the heart.
Yeah.
Of Finn Balor, because he's the heart and soul of NXT. I got you. Karrion Kross comes out there with the kind of gladiator gimmick, and like, this is Sparta.
Yeah,
that's
300.
That's kind.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have that much to say about this dude. I mean, you know, the coup de grace was hit, didn't get the job done. The what is it? The Doomsday Suplex. The Saito suplex that he does.
Saito suplex, yeah.
Yeah, that and then like just repeated forearms to the back of the head that gets Kross his second NXT title. It's just okay. You know, I kind of wanted Finn Balor to win.
Yeah,
I mean, he's been so hot with the title lately. It's just like, where does he go from here? You know?
Yeah, no, you know, Kross had his big, entrance to the ring. He said the gladiator inspired tights on. Finn came out with the red paint on his chest, and I thought it was just kind of funny early in the match. Finn had Kross on a headlock, and the red paint was all over Kross's face afterwards for a bit.
It was all smeared.
Yeah. And then early on, they were kind of laughing at each other when they were trying to put on like different moves on one another. So they're almost like teasing each other, especially Finn was laughing after Kross threw those 2 big throws on him.
Yeah.
And then Finn started slapping him. So I really felt he was poking the bear. And Philip and Tommy, if you guys remember, that's kind of been the story the last few weeks. They had the good promo a couple weeks ago. Finn told Kross, he's like, listen, I see how you wrestle. You wrestle with a lot of emotion. And when you get very emotional in the ring, you get very sloppy. Me, on the other hand, I know how to control myself. I know how to control my demons. Like saying he's the more mature, experienced wrestler. So it's like, you're not going to phase me as easily.
I wish they would have played into that more, and I wish Balor would have got the win that way. That exact way.
So that was the thing. It was like Finn, I could tell, was slapping him, trying to piss off Karrion Kross, trying to get him upset, get him real emotional.
You know what? One of those where Finn was standing up and Karrion ran behind him and forearmed him. I thought he was going to Pele kick him. And then coup de grace and walk out champion. I thought that's what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the thing is I think early on, Finn, the story they're trying to tell is Finn was trying to annoy Karrion Kross and throw him off his game, get him real emotional, get him pissed off.
Playing head games with him.
Yeah, I mean, Tommy, you and I made the comparison to Rocky.
Yeah. It was like Rocky 3, I thought. You know how in the rematch, when the fight he had with Clubber Lang in the rematch, he was trying to...
That's Mr. T.
Mr.
Phillip,
T.
Do you remember? Did you see Rocky 3?
Honestly, I don't even know.
Okay, so Rocky 3 was Stallone versus Mr. T in that one, the third one.
Okay, I've seen clips. I don't think I've seen the whole movie.
Okay, so Tommy, please explain to him the strategy Rocky did.
It was all speed for Rocky. Rocky was just beating him to the punch, just using his effective... He was just sticking and moving, using his jab at range, and just beating off...
and Clubber Lang was
like
just all big muscle.
And he's just trying to swing for the fences, and it got him really tired. And he was just getting frustrated with Rocky, the way he was moving around on his bicycle, and he was just sticking and moving. That's That was the game plan for Rocky, was just to piss him off.
And then Clubber Lang would throw a punch at Rocky, and Rocky would take him and be like, "That's all you got?
Yeah,
hit me again, hit me again."
He was like saying, "Is it my grandmother can hit harder than that?"
So it was very similar. So that's something Tommy and I noticed is Karrion Kross and his time in NXT. We've seen a lot of similar storylines to the Rocky movies. So remember last year, Philip, when Kross and Keith Lee had their rivalry, and Kross took out Dominik Dijakovic, Keith Lee's, arguably his best friend on the NXT roster
at the time. Yeah.
And, Kross held him and beat him up. And then, Keith Lee held him very much like Rocky IV when Rocky held,
Apollo Creed.
Apollo Creed after he got his ass beat when
he got killed by
the Russian.
Ivan Drago.
So it's very interesting that we're seeing very similar story beats from the Rocky movies with Karrion Kross storylines.
It's very similar.
So I don't know. I just thought it was kind of cool.
Overall, I thought it was a really good wrestling match. They did, had some spots of very well grappling in the match, and that's what I got the impression of.
And that's the thing is, Philip, I don't know, have you had a chance to see most of Karrion Kross's run in NXT so far? I don't know if you have any just overall opinions about it. Just the fans. We've noticed just looking at Reddit and comments on social media, fans are very outspoken about Kross's wrestling skills and just, what they think of him in the ring and his character work. I don't know. What do you kind of think of Karrion Kross overall so far?
I feel like I liked him better in Impact.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like the match with Keith Lee, like it felt anticlimactic when he won there too.
Yeah.
Well, I think he was, we all know now he was injured. He got injured, so the match didn't play out exactly how they probably had it mapped out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like he's cool, but he's not like all that like everybody says he is. Mm-hmm. So like he's cool, he's all right. Let's wait and see. Let's see where he is with the title in what are we in April? Let's see where he is by July.
And that's the thing. So I will say this, in Karrion Kross's run so far with NXT, I really think this was his best match to date. Now, the match with Santos Escobar not too long ago, that was cool as far as just like a hardcore / street fight outside the ring. And that was, he was able to just be a monster and just dominate, and he looked great.
Yeah.
But this one obviously is just a traditional wrestling match. And I thought Finn Balor made him look so good. Mm-hmm. Finn was able to have Kross focus on his strengths, and Finn, to his credit, he, like I said, made Kross look really good in the ring. And I said this is Kross's best match so far. So going back to the match itself, Tommy and I kind of knows, we think like Finn, you could kind of tell Finn was like calling some of the spots here, obviously just as the veteran. Kross had Finn in a Trio of Woe. Thought that was really cool. Every time I see Trio of Woe, I just think of Kevin Sullivan in the 90s in WCW.
Yeah.
And then Finn kept kicking Kross in the liver section, his midsection, and these liver kicks.
Pounding him in there too. And that's
So not only was he trying to tease Kross, getting him pissed off, and then he started taking him out in the gut area, and Kross would fall in pain, and Finn would kick him, and then like a couple minutes later, it doesn't happen instantly. It takes a little bit, and then Kross would suddenly fall in pain.
It's a delayed reaction for him.
Yeah. And so, but Kross, to his credit, he was fighting through the pain. He grabs Finn's foot and started laying into him.
And there was moments where he was grimacing from the pain,
So this was, a second match in a row that, Finn was working on the ribs. This was the second match of the night that we seen someone work on someone else's ribs, because going back to the North American match where Johnny Gargano was working on Bronson Reed's ribs. So it was like back-to-back matches. They were, the people were working on the opponent's midsection. But no, Finn hit that bicycle kick at one point. I thought that was cool. And then Philip, as you mentioned, he tried to hit the coup
de grace.
But Kross countered into a straitjacket submission. Finn was able to roll out of that to stomp him out. Kross hit Finn back of the head into a German suplex, then into a Doomsday Saito. And then Kross hit Finn back of the head twice for the pin and became the new NXT champion here. So Cross, I thought he did a great job selling for Finn and vice versa. So like I said, I think this is Cross's best match to date with NXT. It's Philip, it's going to be interesting though, just long term, how Cross is going to evolve in NXT. I want to see him get better in the ring, and hopefully, just depending on who his dance partner is, that's when it comes down to it. Finn was a great dance partner here and made Cross look really good. So I like I said, I want Cross to do well in NXT. I see a lot of the comments on social media and Reddit, people commenting on Cross, and some people say, "Oh, he's kind of boring in the ring.
He's very vanilla, bland."
Yeah, and I think part of it, and Philip, I don't know if this is an observation you noticed, was when Cross started NXT last year, I think up until his injury, he was very much booked like just a dominant force, very much like a Goldberg type as personality, like in the 90s, where he was just squashing guys. And I think at that point, a lot of people get kind of bored with that. And so now since his return from his injury, they kind of added a new layer to him where guys are able to get more offense in, and that way they're able to tell better matches. And almost, it makes that way Karrion Kross a little more vulnerable, that, he's not this big dominating force, that their other guys have a chance to take him out. Do you think that's just that's better for his character overall?
Yeah, and I think, if there were actual fans there, when he debuted, then maybe the Goldberg style would have worked for him. Because we would have been able to feel the real crowd instead of the trainees. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, like I said, I expect big things from Cross at this point. I think we were talking to Richard the other day, and it's like at this point in this match, we really thought the loser here is probably going to go maybe to Raw or SmackDown after this. I mean, Cross has that big look that Vince McMahon loves, and so there's rumors that he met with Vince McMahon not too long ago. So, maybe Vince wants him on the main roster soon. But now that the fact he won the NXT Championship, he's not going anywhere anytime soon. Finn Balor, though, what do you do if you're Finn Balor? Do you go back to Raw or SmackDown, or you stay on NXT?
Let me tell you something, man. I mean, this Finn Balor, this is the Finn Balor we wanted to see on the main roster. I mean, he was happy-go-lucky, throwing up his hands with the crowd. The Prince versus the head of the table, book it. The Prince versus the Almighty, book it. The Prince versus the Scottish Psychopath, book it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. AJ Styles, give me a rematch there.
Oh, boy. And they threw that together and they tore it up.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, so, as much as I love seeing Finn on NXT, I think he's kind of accomplished everything he can.
The Prince versus the Rated R Superstar, book it.
Book it, sucker.
So many possibilities.
Yeah, so, I mean, listen, Raw after Mania, tune in, see what happens. Maybe Finn could be one of those guys making the move over. So, I'm all for it. It'd be good for him. It's, and, I got to give props to Finn Balor, though. Since his return to NXT, he's done a lot of great things. His title reign, especially. I thought he was a great NXT champion, had some great matches over the last 6 months. Even though he had his jaw broken, he was out for a bit. Overall, he's been great promos, great in-ring work. I don't know, Tommy, is there anything that stood out for you, Finn Balor's title reign?
Oh, it's been one of the best, I think, in NXT's young history, I think.
Yeah,
he's been nothing short of $1 million.
So, yeah, thank you, Finn Balor, for all your work. So, kudos to him. I was just going to say, what was I going to say? A train of thought for Finn is, I also was kind of wondering, okay, think about this. NXT is moving to Tuesdays starting next week. This is a little bit pressure, I think, on Karrion Kross now. He's now the face of NXT. So I wonder, how they're going to really use him moving forward. Like, he's now the top guy in NXT, and their show's moving to Tuesday nights. They're not going to have no competition, no AEW.
No Impact.
Yeah, so this is a big opportunity for NXT and for Karrion Kross to lead NXT in this new era for them, no pun intended. Shout out Undisputed Era. But Philip, you know what I mean, though? It's kind of an exciting time for Karrion Kross. Can he carry the black and yellow or black and gold brand?
Carry the torch.
Are you asking me, will Karrion Kross stand and deliver?
Absolutely, yes.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
So, yeah, well, that's something to keep our eye out for. All right, last but not least, the other co-main event, the grudge match, the unsanctioned match. Former brothers in the Undisputed Era, Adam Cole taking on Kyle O'Reilly. Man, so much to get into. But Philip, yeah, your overall takeaways, besides the hand signals, the hand gestures you're throwing up at me.
I had to throw it up one last time. I
was going to wear an Undisputed Era shirt tonight, but I'm like, as you said before, man, those are becoming maybe collectibles now. They're not on WWE Shop no more, and I'm afraid to wear them now because I don't want to wear and tear them and rewash them and get them break down. I might just put them in a vacuum. Like a vacuum bag and just hit them away. Undisputed Era shirts. They're like this generation's NWO shirts or Bullet Club shirts and
Four Horsemen.
Oh yeah, mine's kind of faded now. I feel sad. Look, man, this was match was 40 minutes. This was a 40-minute match. Cut it down to 30 or 25. I think I would have had a better opinion of it. I mean, there were chains. Kyle O'Reilly got first of all the new music, like Kyle O'Reilly's. Adam Cole. The first couple notes, I thought it was the Ring of Honor theme song. I was like, oh, did Hunter buy the rights? Did they go all in like that? No, they didn't. But the new song's cool too. Look, Kyle O'Reilly got smacked in the face with a TV. He went through the stage. He got pulled from underneath the side of the stage.
He punched a chair.
He punched a chair. Like, just a whole bunch of chaos. The diving knee onto the back of the head of Cole while he was on the chair. I was like, Yeah,
man. No,
it was a grudge match. If this was in the Dome, 37 stars.
See, that's the thing was, it was 40 minutes. I'm like, I was looking at Tommy, and we were getting kind of burnt out because, we've had 2 nights back-to-back of great wrestling. I can only imagine what it was like to sit inside the Capitol Wrestling Center, and it's going that late, that long. I mean, the crowd, you could tell, was kind of getting a little tired as well.
Yeah.
And so, they easily could have shaved off 10, 15 minutes.
Right. And
kind of compacted down a little bit. And could have been, I think, a little bit easier for people to digest and therefore be like, oh, this is great. For me, it's like, I think they probably felt like, I think the mentality is like, oh, if you go really long, that means it's going to be an instant classic or, it shows that these two warriors are not giving up. So the longer it goes, it's going to, that's automatically is going to become like a classic that people are going to love. I think for them, it looked like they just probably had like a checklist of like spots they needed to hit or in their mind needed to hit to make this legendary match. And I'm like, you could have cut out some of that stuff or got to some of those spots a little bit quicker and shaved some time off, and it would have been just as good of a match.
Yeah, dude, 40 minutes was too ambitious. I know they like the long, drawn-out matches or whatever, but, this isn't Flair in 85. You know what I'm saying? We don't need to go for a Broadway.
I gotta go back and listen to them, but I was not a fan of either theme song. I don't know about you, Tommy. What did you think of the theme songs?
Generic.
They sound so generic, and I was like, God, the Undisputed Era song's so good. Did they have to get rid of it? Is it because of the music rights with the old producer that they worked with or something? I don't know.
No, they're just new characters. That's all it was. Honestly,
Adam Cole should keep the Undisputed Era one.
Yeah, like if Roman kept the
boom.
Shield. Yeah, like if he kept that would have been fine. Honestly, to taunt Kyle O'Reilly, I would have done that.
So, I was not a fan of either theme. I got to listen to them again. Maybe I'll get more used to it or they get some adjustments.
I'm not going to lie. I thought Kyle O'Reilly's theme sounded like a Hoobastank song.
Hoobastank?
Yes. It kind of sounded like that early 2000s alternative rock.
I got to listen to it again.
Yeah.
So I like how the ref was wearing a black shirt. They had security standing diagonally in the ring. That was kind of interesting. Tommy noticed the black ring rope. So they're really trying to sell.
Yeah.
This is an unsanctioned match. Everything's blacked out and, this is off the books. And
that's what I like about NXT. It has that dark, grungy look to it.
Grit detail to it.
Exactly.
Fight Club.
Fight Club, yeah.
Right.
Once again, as soon as the bell rang, they ran, hid, and started hitting each other. Great little detail. Like, it's a grudge. They wanted to beat the S out of each other. Early on, we saw Adam Cole bring out that chair with the UE logo on it. I thought that was a nice little touch, psychology there. Kyle with that buckle bump like Bret Hart used to do.
Oh, yeah.
That was, I love that. It's a simple move. But
the sternum into the turnbuckle?
So good.
Yeah.
I love that.
I love that spot, Danny.
It's simple, but when done correctly, it looks very devastating.
Like, if you ever touched a turnbuckle, like that's hard.
Yeah.
I would understand why that hurts.
Yeah, totally. I love it.
And plus, Kyle O'Reilly was kicking Adam Cole with the chain around his shin right there.
Kyle took control through the chair at Adam's face. Tommy said he brought out the chain. Adam hit a neck breaker on the chain. Kyle wrapped it around his leg, and then the other end he had it locked onto the top rope there. Adam hit the Shining Wizard on the Kyle onto the two chairs. Like, oh damn! So both went outside. Kyle was on top of the steel steps. Thought about doing a brain buster onto the steps, but then showed restraint. So Kyle, as a baby face, he's not going to necessarily go down that dark path just yet. But Kyle hit the brain buster on top of the announcer's table. That was cool. I don't know if the table was supposed to break or not, but it didn't. And then Adam Cole hit Kyle with the TV monitor on the outside. That was kind of cool.
That was a nice touch.
They brought the toolbox out. I had the tire iron. I was like, man, they are really. Where's the kitchen sink? They bring everything else into this ring.
A big wrench.
Kyle with the big clothesline on Adam Cole. Kyle then got the arm bar into the triangle choke. But Adam used that tire iron to break free. So it's just, hey man, he's desperate. He's got to use whatever he can to get out. And then, Philip, what do you think of this spot? I mean, we've seen it. I think Kenny Omega's done it. Where both guys take a seat in the middle of the ring and they just start like slapping each other. Didn't Kenny Omega and Jon Moxley do that?
Well, that's big in Japan.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, they were getting to their Japanese roots because I mean, O'Reilly and Cole have wrestled each other in the Dome for the Ring of Honor title.
Like 4 years ago, right? Yeah, I heard some good things. I have to watch that.
Yeah, that was the same year they jumped to NXT.
Right.
Oh, but, okay. Gotcha.
I mean, it's fine. It's whatever. It's kind of a show of respect in a way. Still.
Yeah. For me, I mean, I guess okay. If it's connected to Japanese style wrestling, like okay, cool. Just to me, it's like if the guy's sitting down, I'm just gonna get up, grab the chair, and just slap him in the face with it.
I would have just super kicked him in the face.
Yeah, it's like okay, you're gonna sit there, boom. I'll take my opening right here and take it.
Let's go.
What was I gonna add about that spot? Oh, do you think this is just off subject? Adam Cole's girlfriend is Britt Baker, and a few weeks ago she had the great unsanctioned match with Thunder Rosa. Got people talking. Early contender match of the year. Do you think Adam Cole deep down was like, I got a one-upper in my own unsanctioned match in the promotion I work with? A little pressure there?
Probably like, babe, let me show you how it's done. Britt and Thunder Rosa was better. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Wow. You heard it right here, folks.
Tell you that right now.
Philip with the hot take. So Adam with another super kick to Kyle. And then Tommy, this was something Tommy just shook his head and thought was so stupid. Kyle's head was in the chair. But then Adam Cole hit the ref. Tommy, you thought that was just a stupid spot right there.
It was the dumbest spot I've seen in a long time. Why would you knock the ref out and then you want to go for the pinfall and the ref is already knocked out?
Yeah, because not too long after, we saw Adam Cole hit the Panama Sunrise and go for the pin, but the ref was knocked out and couldn't make the count.
That was a dumbass move on his part.
It's like you need the ref to finish the match. Why are you taking out the person you need to win?
His emotions got the best of him, guys.
Excuses. Come on, Adam Cole. You've been the longest reigning champion in the... Is he the all-time...
longest reigning
come on, man.
champion.
You're smarter than that.
401 days,
Yeah, but not Walter's record.
No. You heard it first.
Yes.
You saw that photo I posted, dude?
Yeah.
I know, what the hell, man.
That's a great photo.
That's a great photo, though.
I love it.
Baby Huey back in the day, man.
I should post like
I
a high school
that.
photo.
I copied that photo. I got it.
I gotta get a high school.
I gotta send
photo.
it to him.
So, so Adam threw another chair into Kyle's face on the ramp, and then Kyle had the guillotine choke on Adam, and yeah, they fall through the ramp. I thought that was a pretty cool spot. I was like, all right,
did
cool.
enjoy that spot.
But then it was cool. Adam gets out. And then what'd you think about this, Philip? We haven't really seen before. He started kicking the side of the ramp and kicking through the sheetrock, and all this debris is flying everywhere, and he drags Kyle out that way.
I've never seen anything like that. I was like, oh God, Jesus!
That was cool.
Yeah, like Adam cut up his hand and stuff.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I felt like there should have been like a little bit more blood on Kyle O'Reilly's back for going through that ramp. But yeah, it was different. I've never seen anything like that. I thought it was cool.
I mean, to their credit, they're using the whole facility to their advantage for the match here. Adam hit the brainbuster on the steel steps. Kyle ducked the last shot when they were back in the ring, and then got Adam into an ankle lock. Mm-hmm. Adam Cole tried another Panama Sunrise, but Kyle countered with a kick.
Yep.
And then towards the end, we see Kyle take the knee pad down like Adam Cole usually does, and try to hit the last shot on Adam Cole, but Adam Cole actually kicked out. And then Kyle went to the top rope. Adam hit him with another chair, and then Kyle hit a low blow. And then while Adam was on the ropes, and he falls down. And there was the chair that Adam had set up with the legs pointed upward, and he's laying across it, like his neck and his head are laying across the legs of the chair pointed upward. So during that time, Kyle started wrapping his leg up with the chain, and then hit the flying knee to the back of Adam's head, who then crushes down into the chair, and Kyle O'Reilly got the pin on Adam Cole, and Kyle O'Reilly wins. Adam Cole's laid out. Kyle starts backing up and just looking at the destruction around him. Paramedics come out. They take Adam Cole out on a stretcher.
Yep.
Kyle didn't really celebrate too much, and then he just turned around, started walking away, and then at the top of the ramp, turned back and looked, and it's a big victory for him, but at the same time, he realized it's the end of an era. No pun intended. Once again,
and
the way he walked off.
Yeah.
way he walked off, it kind of reminded me of Magnum TA. After the I Quit steel cage match at Starrcade 85 against Tully Blanchard, the way he just walked off and he was just like, I'm done with this.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, was it a celebrate? Yeah, sure, you got the win, but it's like you just kicked your ass and your opponent's ass. You're both beat up, and it's just like, I'm just glad it's over with and just move on. So another big question here. I mean, do they have more matches? Do they make this like the next version of Gargano versus Ciampa, like they did 3 years ago? Two best friends now hate each other. Are they going to try to go down that same story path, or is this one and done? Adam Cole goes to Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not really much to discuss here because we'll just wait till next week, see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I really want them to drag it out like Gargano and Ciampa. I think at this point, Adam Cole accomplished everything he could in NXT. I would like to see him go to Raw or SmackDown and just try something new. Mm-hmm. As you said, Philip, all the fresh matchups he can do on Raw or SmackDown. And that way just frees up the main event scene in NXT. Give Cross some new opponents. We see Pete Dunne was sitting ringside with Burch and Oney Lorcan.
Yeah.
And Dunne tweeted to Karrion Kross tweeted out a photo of him holding the NXT Championship, and Pete Dunne responded back TikTok. So looks like Pete Dunne's going to go after Karrion Kross now. So for Adam Cole, it's like, what else can you do at this point? Go over to Raw or SmackDown, see if you can do some stuff on that bigger stage. I'm all for that.
Right.
Do you have any opinions of Adam Cole, what he should do next?
I don't know, man. I mean, I might stay in NXT for a little bit, kind of dabble at the idea of wrestling O'Reilly again, like the Ciampa Gargano thing that you just said. I mean, what happens to those guys? What happens to Bobby Fish when he comes back? What happens to Roddy Strong?
And which I'm surprised neither one of them came out. No one interfered, which was cool. It's like, okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad NXT TakeOver is known for just clean finishes. They don't get caught up in like dusty finishes or people interfering like we kind of see more in the main roster. So I was shocked. Yeah, Roderick Strong, Bobby Fish, neither one of them showed up. So maybe that's a separate storyline that they'll deal with down the road. Yeah. But I'm just glad this was a clean match here, a clean finish. So, but overall, I really enjoy this. Philip, did you have a preference? Night 1, night 2, which one was better?
I'll probably go night 2.
Okay. How about you, Tommy?
Yeah, I'll go with night 2.
Really? I'm torn because I really like that Ciampa Walter match.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was the best match of the card, period. But
the tag match I enjoyed was fun as well. Raquel Eel.
Night 2 had a lot more suspense, I thought.
Okay. I see that. Yeah, so I'll give a slight edge to night 2 as well. All right, so let's go ahead and start wrapping things up. But yeah, so we're about halfway through WrestleMania week. It's in the books. So if you ever get a chance, please go back, listen to our review of night 1 of NXT TakeOver Stand Deliver. Also interview with Alexa Bliss, like I said earlier. But yeah, here we are. WrestleMania 37 is coming up this weekend. Both night 1 and night 2 will be doing reviews for both shows as well. Looking forward to that. And yeah, man, so please stick around. We got a lot more stuff coming up in the next few days. All right, Philip, where can the Kliqsters find you online?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at HeelAntwine, HeelAntwine. The Bulletcast on Instagram, The Bulletcast on YouTube, at Bulletcast on Twitter. I did a review of the Hall of Fame because I'm the only person that gives a damn.
I've seen about half of it. What'd you think of JBL's speech at the end specifically?
I love JBL. I loved it.
Okay, all right. I was just curious.
I'm not going to apologize for being myself. I loved it.
Okay.
Loved everything about it. I feel so bad for those guys though, man.
As far as,
I mean, like to give a Hall of Fame speech in front of an empty crowd. Why did they just have the wrestlers out there? Like I
know.
You know, they were there. They were.
My coworker
up.
said the same thing. I know. Just like that's the thing. They showed the backstage interviews with all the superstars, and I was like, where'd they go after the interview? You didn't see them outside, so did they show up and just go sit in catering in their suits and dresses? I mean, it's like, come on.
I guess they probably didn't want to mess up the Thunderdome room. I don't know. But yeah, man, I think that's it. Bulletcast is doing recaps of night 1 and night 2 of WrestleMania as soon as they're over. So please look forward to listening to all of that. I'm Bulletcast champion, Philly Takeover. Diamonds are forever. So is the Microphone Messiah. Enjoy WrestleMania, everybody. Also, R.I.P. to my homie DMX. Tragedy. One of the best rappers to ever do it. Hey man, he gave it to us. R.I.P.
Certainly did.
It's it's just crazy because like that's someone from our youth, our generation, you know, in the TRL, MTV generation, they got really big. So it's just crazy, man, that, you know, someone that young just passed away. So yeah, RIP. So thoughts and condolences with his family and friends. So thank you, Phil, for bringing that up as well. Tommy, how about yourself? Where can the Kliqsters find you online?
You can always find me on Twitter and Instagram at IronFist1982.
And please, Kliqsters, follow my brother Tommy on Twitter. He's been doing a great job of live tweeting during all the shows. Sorry, I have not been able to do as much live tweeting just because I'm actually been taking notes for all these shows. So that way we have stuff, you know, I know what to talk about specifically for the review. So I've been busy typing stuff there.
Yeah.
I don't have time to actually tweet it out as well. So follow Tommy.
If you want to talk boxing, if you want to talk professional wrestling, San Francisco Giants baseball, I'm the guy.
So yeah, follow Tommy on Twitter. He'll be doing some live tweeting during WrestleMania as well,
or
I'm guessing.
Cooking, doesn't matter.
Yeah, WrestleMania as well.
WrestleMania, yes.
Okay, so we'll do that. So, and I'm Baby Huey. Follow me on Facebook at Baby Huey Official, Twitter and Instagram at Baby Huey83. For everything else, please subscribe to In The Kliq on your favorite podcast platform. Email us inthethe@gmail.com. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Also YouTube. I'm going to be uploading a bunch of stuff onto our YouTube page very soon. And get the In The Kliq merch, help support the show out. And yes, can't wait to bring you more WrestleMania coverage over the coming days. So stick around for that. And on that note, let's go home. And that's the bottom line because Huey said so.